Hello guys, welcome back. So in today's video I decided to cover AIG traffic and models a bit more. I wanted to show you few airports and we are going to be testing how populated those airports get with AIG models and in combination with BATC. I am not sponsored by AIG in any way. I'm just doing these videos because flight simulation is my huge hobby. I still believe that AIG is way to go. Yes, the downside is the installation of AIG. It takes hours and hours and it's not the most easiest and user-friendly process. However, it's really worth it, and that's my personal opinion. So what I wanted to do today is just showcase you a couple airports. I have started with this Kuala Lumpur International Airport. So let's just open Beyond ATC and we will inject the traffic over here at this airport. Just a reminder guys, for those of you who are using Beyond ATC, you are definitely already aware of it, but you have to always create the flight plan in SimBrief. I am using everything cranked up on 10. Now this is not necessary guys. The BATC is recommending to keep it at 5 to save your resources on the computer power. After I tested a couple times, there's not so much of a difference in performance hit if I have it on 5 or 10, at least not in my case. Let's remember that everybody's system is different. Maybe your computer will struggle if you crank it all the way to 10. I personally don't have any issues with it, and I want to have as much traffic as possible injected into the sim. Now, another thing I might have briefly mentioned in previous videos, model matching priority. So this is also a very important step if you have any issues. Since I'm using AIG models as my primary source of traffic basically, then I have to make sure that AIG is on spot number 1 over here. As you can see, FS traffic, I don't have it installed, but I keep it on spot number 2, and FSLTL, I also deleted those models, so I keep it on number 3. Now, to my understanding, and I believe this is the way how it works, let's say that you have AIG models, but you also have FSLTL models, which is perfectly fine. You can also have FS traffic models. It's really personal choice, right? You always set up the priority. So I believe that if you have, let's say, AIG first, and you also have FSLTL installed, you keep it on number 2, then it will also mix up the AIG models with FSLTL. Now, of course, it'll still prioritize AIG models first, but maybe if some models are missing or perhaps some specific airlines, then I would say, and again, this is not 100% confirmed, but I truly believe that it would also read some models from FSLTL. So basically like a combo, if you will. For my case, I have AIG as primary source, and that's the only models I'm using for traffic. So you have to make sure, if that's your case, that you have it set on priority number 1. You can move them to different priority using these arrows up and down. Now it takes a while always with BATC, usually somewhere close to the minute or less than a minute. Maybe 30 seconds, but it's basically loading and reading the models and also the flight plan which you have set up via SimBrief. I can see some already in the back over here. Now, of course, it doesn't mean that it'll inject on every single gate the airplanes, so that wouldn't be also super realistic, but it'll inject the models wherever it needs to be injected based on the traffic control from Beyond ATC. So now I'm using drone camera. We can check out the populated traffic here. So we can see plenty of Air Asia. You can see some of them over here. You can see some variations. Now this one is pretty cool. Haven't seen this one before, but as you can see, this is all coming from AIG. Beautiful, beautiful livery. That one is also different, as you can see. This one has also the flag Malaysia. Really nice. So seems like this terminal, if you guys, anyone from Malaysia, if you can confirm that this is correct, that these terminals would have these airlines, that'll be really appreciated. If anyone can confirm, whoever was at this airport previously, that'll be super helpful. I would like to know. But I assume BATC generally does very good job with assigning traffic to correct gates. And you can see some other variations of AirAsia. Seems like this whole gate is just for AirAsia. But you can see clearly that those variations are super nice. You get different type of models. Again, this is all models from AIG. We can see already some traffic movement here. If you actually click on the top right here, the built-in tablet kind of thing, and I zoomed out, you can see the activity around the airport or in proximity of the airport. So we have some arriving traffic here. So if you would stick around and just wait, let's say 10 minutes, you would start seeing much more busier activity, obviously, because it takes a while to get all that information of your route. And let's not forget that when you're setting up the flight plan via SimBrief, so you are setting up your departure and destination, right? So the way how the BATC basically works, it'll read those two airports and your route, and it'll try to inject and populate the traffic within the proximity of the whole route, including the departure and arrival. The performance of this airport is nice, smooth, no stutters, pretty smooth performance, so it looks pretty nice. I mean, it's not the best airport out there, but if you guys are interested to get Kuala Lumpur, again, I will leave the links in the description. So we can see some Malaysia Airlines here. We have some other well, this one is not really generic, but it does have a Malaysia flag. Batik, I've never seen this one, but it's pretty nice. Malaysia Airlines, we have some other variation, as you can see, if you compare over here. This one and this, pretty cool. And then another Malaysia Airlines. So we have some AirAsias over here. We have another Malaysia Airlines. Xiamen Air, never seen this one, but pretty nice as well. And we can see Super Airjet Saudi, beautiful livery as well. Some more AirAsia, some more Malaysia Airlines. So here it's getting busy, as you can see, guys. We have some moving traffic. In the back, this one is Malaysian Air, and we have some KLM and the parking spot. Yeah, beautiful livery as well. So what else we have here? We have a pushback of Malaysian Airlines, City, Link, also nicely done. Garuda Indonesia, Malindo, it's also Malaysian. Lion Group, Singapore Airlines, Batik, Malaysia Airlines, AirAsia, Starlux, and Batik again. If you guys prefer to use FSLTL, after all, it's much easier to install it, it's much faster. And then feel free and make your own choice. That's all entirely up to you. I am not trying to press anyone to believe that they have to have AIG. AIG is my preference because I like the variations, I like their models, I like the fact that they have moving flaps. They also have a, when they landing, if you are looking at the landing traffic from AIG, they use the speed brakes as well. So the spoilers actually retract when they land, which is also a nice touch. LOD is a little bit of an issue if we talk about the cons. So if you look on the traffic from far, even though if your graphics are kind of cranked up, you would notice that you might find a hard time to see the landing gear from far. But if you go closer, you definitely see it. Other thing I want to mention, This is something perhaps if the Beyond ATC people will maybe watch this video. Guys, could I give you a little suggestion? If I'm moving with camera with the traffic, moving traffic, you can see it's kind of choppy, and it's not my performance, okay? It's not the computer, because I get really good frames. It's just the way how the BATC inject. Now, if I kind of stay, you can even see that if I do not move with the camera. It's kind of, how can I explain it? It's a bit choppy, right? The movement of the aircraft. If you use FSLTL injector, on the other hand, this doesn't happen. It's a small detail. I don't really mind. I'm not, you know, actively just standing near airport and watching the traffic. That's still flight simulator, so I'm flying. So as far as the cons, that would be one of them. The movement of the models using BATC as basically built-in injector is having that choppy kind of movement issue. Jetways are not connecting to the AIG models. For some reason, they do not. If I use FSLTL injector with AIG models, they do. So it must be something related to BATC and the sim, or the BATC and the models, if you will. I don't know exactly what is the issue, but we know by now that using BATC with third-party models, or especially with AIG in this case, it does not connect jetways to the aircraft when they arrive to the gate, and also when they are at the gate before the departure. It just doesn't interact with the jetways. Now, again, it's a smaller detail. It doesn't really bother me personally, but if that would be fixed, then it would improve the realism so much. Alright guys, here we are in the European airport. This is Riga, EVRA. This airport is really nicely done, loads of details. Again, I will leave link in the description if you are interested to check out this airport. I believe it does have interiors as well, and again, really nicely done, loads of details. Beautiful airport in my opinion. The performance, excellent, smooth performance. Loads of different buildings with plenty of details, moving flags as you can see. So really, again, if you don't have this airport, if you are interested of getting this airport, I will leave link in the description. And let's take a look at how the traffic will be injected using AIG models and BATC into this area. So I clicked on fly and now it's loading. You will notice in a moment that it's reading the flight plan, you see over here. If you didn't do that, again, it wouldn't load properly the traffic into your sim. Reminder, this is the button where we can see the map of the airport. We can zoom in, zoom out using the mouse wheel. We can also move it by holding the left mouse button and then just moving to see all the activity, or basically all populated traffic. So we don't get as much traffic activity. Let's just be aware that this is not as big airport. I just wanted to show you something different with a smaller airport. Let's minimize it and then let's take a look around. So what do we get here? We have some Air Baltic as expected. We have Air Baltic with different type of liveries. And on the other side, the same Air Baltic. Ryanair, obviously, cannot be without Ryanair in Europe. So, Air Baltic and Ryanair. Again, if anyone is from this area, if you are from Riga, if you are familiar with this airport, please do confirm and leave some comments if this assignment of the actual actual airlines is correct. Again, if you want to click on this tablet, in-game tablet, You zoom in, you have all these parked traffic aircrafts over here. If we zoom out, we get some traffic happening, just one airplane in the proximity. Yeah, and not as busy as the other airports could be, but I just wanted to show you a smaller airport. Bear in mind again, the longer you wait before your flight, usually it gets much more busier. You know, the traffic starts departing, traffic starts arriving. I mean, you would start seeing more activity. As soon as you load in all the traffic beyond ATC, usually it takes a little while before things start happening. It's not like immediate, you know, it's not like that you load it in and you start seeing all that crazy traffic all over. Okay, our next airport in our list in today's video would be Brussels. Beautiful airport by Aerosoft. It's now compatible with MSFS 2024. Excellent performance, it's optimized very well, so much details at these airports, like literally up to the spots on the taxiways and the parking spots, those kind of oily spots. Amazing, really one of my favorite airports. So EBBR, Brussels International. This one is from Aerosoft. Again, I will link the link in the description. Let's wait and see what is going to happen after all the models are injected and how much will be this airport populated. I expect this airport will get quite populated with traffic. It's a busy airport, and there you go. It's loading now. So, as I expected, really nicely populated with all the traffic, quite busy. All the Brussels airlines as expected. We have some EasyJet, Transavia parked there in the back. So let's start from this part. Yeah, again, you see some variations over here. So Red Devils, Red Flames, Brussels, really nice livery over here. We have some Baltic Air Express. Perfect. Star Alliance by TAP Portugal. Italian Airways and Vueling. We have some Scandinavian, Austrian. So yeah, I am pretty sure this is correct gate assignment for these airlines. So we have some more here: SAS, Scandinavian, TUI, different model variation. Over here we can see Swiss in the back, Air Arabia, Brussels Airlines, the baby jet. And let's continue to take a look. We have some Ethiopian and Aer Lingus over here. Hello Dublin, I guess. As you can see, the activity around this airport is much bigger. We have all this traffic in proximity to Brussels airport. We have one inbound landing and all these representing the injected traffic as well. So again, guys, of course it depends how big the airport is, and so don't be surprised if you load some small airport that might be 3 aircrafts. It may happen. It really depends where you are at the world. We have some over here on short final, so we can actually spot it soon. I believe it's coming on this runway, if I'm not mistaken. So I have missed that actual touchdown, but if we look closer, you can see the spoilers are currently used. Also the taxi light is working, as you can see. Again, guys, like just a reminder, the way how it works with all these traffic injection, if you would give it a little bit of time, you would start seeing more action, if you will, because it takes a while before everything starts, you know, moving and departing and arriving, especially when you have more traffic like that. So do not expect that you inject the traffic and straight away you see, you know, millions of aircrafts taken off. Yeah, so that would be from Brussels. Perhaps we can take a look at some American airport as well and see what kind of activity do we get there. Alright guys, next airport and last airport for today's video we will be checking is Detroit Metro Airport, KDTW, I believe. Also, beautiful airport. I highly recommend this scenery. It's really detailed, it's well done, all the textures, really nice airport. Again, I'll be leaving the link in the description if you are interested. So let us see what kind of activity we can get at this airport using AIG models and beyond ATC. So I have clicked on fly, and we can see it's loading again. It's gonna read the airports. As you can see, KDTW, Detroit Metro Airport. If any of you guys are familiar with this airport, if you live in the proximity of this airport, or if you perhaps work at this airport, do let me know later in the comments if the assignment to the gates seems correct or not, because I think that BATC does really good job, as I mentioned a couple times previously. There we go. So let's start from this side over here. We have some Delta jet over here. Another Delta, seem to be Delta terminal, I assume. As we can see, all the Delta aircrafts parked at this particular terminal, and in the far back we can see a smaller jet as well, Delta. So yeah, I would say kind of makes sense, as we can see Delta on the jetways. So I assume this is all correct. Again, anyone from this area, please confirm whether this seems as correct gate assignment to this particular terminal. I've never been to Detroit myself, at least not in this airport, so I can't really say. I can see from here that we have some Spirit Airlines. There's few of them, there's a bunch of them actually. Again, I would say it does kind of make sense. We have some Spirit maintenance hangars over here, and we do see some United over there at the first two gates over here. And again, it does make sense because you notice that you see United on the jetways, so I would expect United to be here, and they are. Even though United seems like a United terminal, we have some Spirit Airlines, but that's fine. I assume that's perfectly okay. But you can see some more Spirit Airlines. We have some JetBlues over here. We have Frontier at the very back, and seems like an American Airlines at the end. Okay, so FSLTL injector. Again, I do not have FSLTL models installed. As you can see, there is a button install because I did uninstall them. I'm using purely AIG models. But injector can be used in combination of any models. It does work. I mean, there's still some bugs because I'm gonna remind you guys if you didn't know, and there was some comments left in previous videos. Some of you probably already know, but FSLTL traffic, not only the package of the models, but injector, officially on their Discord server or the website, it clearly says it's not officially supported for MSFS2024. All right, it's not officially supported. Now, FSLTL injector does work. Again, there are some bugs, as expected. You cannot expect it to be fully working without any issues if it's not officially supported. I'm pretty sure they are working on it, but there was no update for some time now on their Discord server. It still says the same information as it said before. Notice, and I'm sure you already know, as you can see, it does properly recognize running MSFS 2024. See? Right here. It does also read all the liveries found, which in my case is AIG. So 8,350. Then these are settings which I prefer to have, so you can have it slightly different. It's up to you how you set it up. So I'm gonna hit enter, and now it's gonna start slowly injecting the AIG models into the sim. Again, it also takes a little bit of time before it properly injects everything. You can always check it out by looking over here. It's still reading some data over here. Now at this moment, obviously I'm not running BATC, okay? You don't have to do that. You don't have to have BATC. Perhaps you don't want to buy it. That's perfectly fine, guys. You can use FSLTL as injector, but do be aware FSLTL injector will not control traffic. That's just injection of the traffic, okay? So please do understand it. FSLTL injector does not control fully the traffic properly. It just injects the traffic based on the data from the internet. But you can see that we can notice that some airlines, such as this one, Swoop, Canadian, it wasn't before injected using BATC, right? We can also see some different aircrafts. For example, this Delta wasn't there before. This United wasn't here. We have some Turkish airlines which we didn't see with BATC. So then, you know, how accurate is it? I don't know. Could it be parked at this aircraft? Maybe yes. Like, again, I wasn't at this airport, so I can't confirm. It does kind of make sense that the bigger jets would be at this terminal because we can see double jetways. That all does make sense, though. Right off the bat, my personal opinion, okay? I'm gonna say it right off the bat. When you're comparing the, you know, the way how is it injected to SIM and the way what kind of airlines we can see on different gates, I'm sorry, but I have to say I still prefer the BATC combination with AIG, because at least with BATC we would get somehow close to real life gate assignment, where with FSLTL is kind of all over the place. Yes, you will still get moving traffic, you will still get some action happening at the airport, traffic being ejected with the preference of the models of your choice, of course. That's all working fine. Also with FSLTL injector you will see such issues as we can see over here. That's exactly why I wanted to show you this. We can have some crossing traffic over each other. It does kind of break the immersion after all. But the good thing about FSLTL, notice the smoothness of the movement of the aircraft. With BATC injecting, it would be more choppy, as you saw before. With FSLTL injecting the traffic, it's very smooth, almost without any issues. And that's something I actually like about FSLTL injector. The way how the traffic moves seems more smooth than when the BATC is injecting. You see, when it's rolling or moving on the taxiway and I'm kind of looking at it with drone camera, you don't see that kind of choppiness which you might notice and which you will notice actually with BATC injecting the traffic. Well, I already told you plenty of times what is my personal preference, and I'll still stick. Choice number one would be for me using BATC. Not only that it has a full traffic control, which is a big plus, and once, say, intention release the traffic control, obviously I will be definitely covering that in the video, and we will see what we can get with that. I would like to thank you as usual for all the comments, for all the support, for all the likes. And for those of you who didn't subscribe yet to my channel, consider subscribing. I will be much appreciated. Leave a like, leave a comment. And as long as I can help you, I will always happily answer to most of your comments, guys. So stay tuned for future videos. Once again, thank you so much for all the support. And I will see you next time. Have a wonderful day. Take care.